Alright, welcome to the third video in this video series. So in this video I'm going to be going over a Taiji movement called Wild Horse Parts its Mane. So this is from a Yang style Taiji, and it goes over a principle that is indicative through all of Taiji. So I've often found, especially which is what again inspired this video series, is that all these movements are indicative of like principles or hidden meanings that are supposed to tell you more about the art or more about what you're doing. So in a Yang style Taiji we have this movement called Wild Horse Parts its Mane, which is like so. So many people often mistranslate it. I mean, many people don't know the Chinese itself, so they just hear something and then they repeat it. But they call it parting the wild horse's mane, which would imply that you're parting the horse's mane with your hands because you're a person, right? But the actual Chinese for it translates directly to wild horse parts mane. So it's not a person parting the mane, it's the wild horse itself. So how does a wild horse part its mane? It doesn't have hands that it can just reach up and start going like this, right? It shakes its neck, it shakes its spine. So this movement is not about the hands itself. It's about the spine and getting the spine to move. So I'm not thinking about where the hands are going. I'm thinking about shifting my weight across and then rotating my spine in order to get this movement to work. So I use my spine rather than my arms. And this teaches a whole bunch into Taiji about not using the arms, but to use the spine and use the internal instead to lead the arms, rather than the arms do the movement. So it's teaching a principle that's very important. So instead of parting the horse's mane, I'm the wild horse and I'm parting my own mane. So I use my spine to do the movement. So spine does the movement. If I do it like really exaggerated, it's going to be wrong, but I'm just going to show that the movement's like. It's like I'm doing a big spinal wave where you can kind of see my spine just kind of unfurling. That's essentially what you're doing, just on a much smaller scale. So there's this kind of like upwards vibe where it's like you're kind of leaping with your spine and then also rotating with your spine. So that gives us the wild horse parts its mane, because you're shaking your back to part the mane. So that's it for this video. That was Wild Horse Parts its Mane from Yang style Taiji.